Today's episode of the More You Know podcast is brought to you by CrowdQuestion, a brand new social communication platform focused on connecting crowds to bring everyone closer to their community, as well as enhancing any occasion. Rather than being a social media platform focused on content and advertising, they're focused on communication and connection. Learn more about the platform and download the app free at crowdquestion.com.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
No
podcast.
Today I want to break down John C. Maxwell's explanation for pride getting in the way of learning and humility helping learning, shared in his book Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. Learning is the key to growth. In order to improve and get better in any way, you must learn how to improve or get better. What it comes down to is that everyone faces adversity in life. Some people are humbled by it and move forward, and others are hardened by it due to their pride. It's a tragedy to let pride get in the way though, and this is because it will be hard to learn, grow, and improve. What pride causes people to do is justify themselves even when they know they're wrong. Humility, on the other hand, is concerned about what's right, not being right. To further clarify this, I want to explain the negative impacts that pride has on a person, and then the positive impact that humility has on learning, that leads to personal growth. So the first negative impact that comes from pride is blame. Instead of taking responsibility, prideful people blame others. The second negative impact is denial. Instead of being objective and realistic, they don't face reality, and this will create dysfunction. Third is closed-mindedness, meaning instead of being open-minded and receptive, you're defensive and opposed to new ideas. After that, fourth is then rigidity. Instead of being flexible, prideful people are rigid. Fifth is insecurity. Prideful people inflate themselves and deflate others, and this is because they're insecure. And finally, the sixth negative impact of pride is isolation. Instead of being connected with others, prideful people find themselves out of touch even with themselves. To assess if you're too prideful being affected by these negative impacts, you can ask yourself this series of questions. If you answer yes to many of these questions, your pride is probably getting in the way and you should strive to be more humble. The first question is, do you tend to believe you know it all? Number 2 is, do you tend to think you should be in charge? Then number 3 is, do you sometimes believe the rules don't apply to you? From here, number 4 is, do you believe you shouldn't fail? 5 is, do you tend to believe you get things done all by yourself? 6 is, do you believe you are better than others with less talent or status? And finally, number 7 is, do you think you are as important or more important than the team as a whole? With now having a clear understanding of pride, I now want to break down how humility helps you learn and grow. The first thing that humility does is it allows us to possess a true perspective of ourselves in life. Humility opens our eyes and broadens our view. When you aren't focused on justifying yourself or looking good, you have better judgment. Humility ultimately helps with having a more accurate view of ourselves, as well as how we conduct ourselves in life. The second thing that humility does is it enables us to learn and grow in the face of losses. When people are humble enough to have a clear and realistic view of themselves, they can face their mistakes, failures, and losses. By doing so, it clearly sets them up to learn and grow. And when you reach this process, you can reflect and move forward. And you can do so by asking yourself a series of questions. The first is, what went wrong? The second is, when did it go wrong? The third is, where did it go wrong? The fourth is, how did I contribute to making it go wrong? The sixth is, what can I learn from this experience? And finally, number 7 is, how will I apply what I've learned in the future? Next, the third thing that humility does is it allows us to let go of perfection and keep trying. And finally, the fourth thing that humility does is it allows us to make the most of our mistakes. Being humble allows you to gain awareness surrounding your mistakes, learn from your mistakes, and then grow and move forward from your mistakes. As we can see, pride gets in the way and hinders your pursuits. This is because it makes it hard to learn and grow. On the flip side with humility, you can use it to transform your life and move your life forward by learning from your mistakes, failures, and shortcomings. By working to be more humble each day, you'll learn more and more each day, and this will assist with making a tremendous impact in this world and crafting a life of significance. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it. Check out other episodes. Leave a review. Follow the podcast on social media at More You Know Pod, and sign up for CrowdQuestion to ask me questions about the episode. Again, thank you for listening as we propel through podcasting with the More You Know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
No
podcast.